All right, hey everybody, welcome to the Rector's Roost. I know it's been a while. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday, had a great little vacation. I'm happy to be back. Standing with me here is Richard, and his wife Pat is in the back, and they're here visiting. They brought these presentation of these 3 days of miracles, which we've been talking about now for a couple weeks. So I want to give you just a brief outline of what that's going to look like. So starting this evening, it's not too late, after the 5:15 Mass, we'll have a live presentation. And that one is on the Sacred Cross of the Passion. That's
Correct.
the Shroud of Turin.
Sudarium and tunic.
Okay, is that the Shroud of Turin?
Yes.
Okay, that's the Shroud of Turin. I've never heard of that word.
The majority of the presentation is on the shroud. We also talk about the Sudarium Bovietto and the tunic Vajantoi.
Okay.
So those are three garments that have been venerated by the faithful for 2,000 years, and science is now telling us we're once in touch with the very same person.
Awesome. Yes, that's a very good. If you don't know anything about the Shroud or whatever this thing's called, what's it called?
Sudarium,
The Sudarium.
which is the cloth that covered Jesus' head from the time he died on the cross.
The head cloth.
The head cloth until his body was placed in the tomb.
Okay, I just said okay, yeah, very good.
And the tunic is the seamless garment that's referred to in Scripture.
Okay, very good. So yeah, please come out. That's tonight after the 5:15 Mass, but also tomorrow after the 8 a.m. Mass at 9 o'clock, they're doing the live presentation as well. And there's also times for browsing and just coming and taking a look at the stuff that they have set up here. Then there's one called Life After Life, and that's live presentation Saturday at 1 o'clock. Does that sound right? And Sunday at 4 o'clock, browsing in the afternoon. And then Eucharistic Miracles presentation. Do you want to say anything about that, Richard?
Well, it'll be after each of the Masses, not all the Masses, but starting with the Vigil Mass tomorrow evening, and then a couple of times on Sunday after the Masses as well. So we'll have the Kalo Acutis exhibit, the Eucharistic Miracles exhibit that he put together, and lots of other interesting things to go through as part of the exhibit.
Very cool. So lots of opportunities. It's on the website. It's in your bulletin. So please stop by and check it out. After Mass, after the 10 o'clock, we will have donuts and bagels. You can come and get your bagel and donut and peruse the exhibit as well. So that's a great opportunity as well. So thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll have some more updates in just a second.
All right, thanks for having us.
All right, so I'm back in here now. There's a lot of background noise. I want to talk to you about the Jubilee year. So typically during a Jubilee year, there's opportunities for us to gain what's called indulgences or a plenary indulgence. Plenary indulgence means everything. That means total forgiveness, total remission of punishment, temporal, eternal, whatever, for anything that we've done. So it's kind of like the equivalent of getting baptized again or something like that, or similar to confession, but even beyond that. It's a total, just a way of us getting more a sign or an expression of our desire for mercy and God granting that to us. And so the church sets up different things. There's actually quite a few ways to get indulgences, but these are specific to this year. You'd be amazed actually if you go look it up. There's incredible amount of ways to do it. You can read scripture for 30 minutes or pray rosary or something like that. You can get an indulgence that way. But this is specific to this year. So you have to have a necessary spiritual disposition. So according to the Vatican, that means this. You have to, if you want to be a pilgrim of hope, you're moved by a spirit of charity, be purified through the sacrament of penance, so go to confession, be refreshed by Holy Communion, receive communion, and pray for the intentions of the Holy Father. Okay, so that's what they say. And there's three methods to do this. Now, the main one is to make a pilgrimage to Rome. And that's normally what people will do during a Jubilee. It's making a pilgrimage to the eternal city of Rome and visiting St. Peter's or somewhere around there, and you'll get a plenary indulgence. But because not everybody is able to do that for obvious reasons, there are three other methods, and here they are. The first method is to visit one of these churches in our own diocese, the Co-Cathedral of St. Thomas More. Hopefully you come every Sunday, maybe even more often than that. Cathedral of the Sacred Heart in Pensacola, St. Rita in Santa Rosa Beach, the Basilica of St. Michael the Archangel in Pensacola, St. Thomas the Apostle in Quincy, and St. Patrick in Apalachicola. So when you show up at the church, let's pretend you come to St. Thomas More with the intention of seeking the indulgence. You must pray for a little bit of time, spend some time in prayer, conclude the time of prayer with a meditation by praying in Our Father, recite the profession of faith, pray an invocation to the Mother of God, so a Hail Mary or something like that. For those who are unable to travel, maybe you're homebound or sick, you can pray in Our Father, recite a profession of faith, offer prayers in conformity with the objectives of the Holy Year, such as people experiencing God's mercy through genuine penance, encountering the profound love of God, individuals being moved to express acts of hope, and the corporal and spiritual works of mercy, and spiritually offer up their sufferings or the hardships of their lives. So you can be a pilgrim of hope from even in your own house. It's a spirit of pilgrimage, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be the physical, actually journeying somewhere. And then the third one, which I thought was very interesting, was a special way during this holy year, being a tangible sign of hope. You're kind of on that pilgrimage yourself. You're kind of a gateway to that. So doing certain works of mercy and penance, which bear the witness to the conversion undertaken. So specifically, rediscovering the corporal works of mercy, feeding the hungry, give drink to the thirsty, clothe the naked, welcome the stranger, heal the sick, visit the imprisoned, and bury the dead. Counsel the doubtful, instruct the ignorant, admonish sinners, comfort the afflicted, forgive offenses, bear patiently those who do us ill, and pray for the living and the dead. So in that way, you do these different things. You can receive an indulgence. It says if you visit for an appropriate amount of time, they don't give you a time. So you need to figure out what's appropriate, I guess. It's up to us. Appropriate amount of time that brothers and sisters who are in need or in difficulty. You look at this as you're doing a pilgrimage to see Jesus in the poor and the needy or the sick and those people who need your presence. That's seen as like a pilgrimage. You're going to see Christ hidden in those. So it's kind of an interesting thing. The three ways you can get it: if you're homebound, you can do these things at home. If you're not, you can travel to one of the parishes that I listed, especially our own co-cathedral, and you say some prayers, pray in front of the Blessed Sacrament, go to confession, have a spirit of pilgrimage, and so on. And you'll receive that indulgence. And you can offer indulgences for other people. You can say, hey, I'm getting this indulgence. I want to offer it for my deceased relatives or somebody I know who needs it. Some big sinner in your life, right? You want to offer it up for them, like Father Luke, right? You want to offer it up for Father Luke, that big sinner, Father Luke. All right, so there's that, and then also the third way is to spend time with the needy, the poor, feeding the homeless, whatever it is, or instructing people, teaching people, having that spirit of joy, that spirit of pilgrimage. So those are the three things. I hope that answers some questions and gives us all an opportunity to make this pilgrimage. Even if we can't go to Rome, we can make a pilgrimage every time we come to visit St. Thomas More. So thank you very much. I think that's it. Oh, Walking with Purpose begins on the 29th. So that's great. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for now. We'll give you more updates soon. All right. God bless you.